What's going on? What's going on? This is What's in My Bag, and we are back with another installment of Checking In. Listen, man, this is the platform where we, you know what I'm saying, we want to highlight all of the black entrepreneurs that's out here in Atlanta doing the damn thing, you know what I'm saying, handling business by any means necessary. Listen, I am honored to be here with none other than rapper. He got a little laundry list. Rapper, producer, actor. Man, am I leaving out anything?
Man.
You just told me host.
Host, man. Just extraordinaire, man.
I like it, man. JASUN JABBar, man. How you feeling?
Doing great, brother. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm glad that you're giving me some time, man. I appreciate you. I know that you're a very busy man.
It's nothing, man. Thank you.
And I appreciate your shit, man. I actually found him in a... Do I want to get into how I know this guy? All right. First thing I'm gonna ask you. Hey, bro, was y'all trying to scam me, man? Was y'all trying to scam me?
Nah.
Listen, I know him in a very interesting way, so we go back. We got Georgia State roots, you know what I'm saying? Shit, Westlake, did you go to Westlake?
I didn't go to Westlake, but
No?
I went to Sandtown, so I know everybody went to Westlake.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so, man, we at Georgia State, and a mutual friend just come up to me out of nowhere one day asking me what I'm doing with my life. You know what I'm saying? I got some shit that can change your whole situation. I said, okay, cool. Next thing I know, a few hours later, I end up in a house, and I'm surrounded by a couple dudes. This sounds crazy. Pause all of this. And he's one of them, and I'm like, and they're trying to get me to do something, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm not gonna act on this right now. I'm not gonna act on this. I don't even know what the opportunity could have been. It could have been a great opportunity, but you know, I was just really slow to drag my feet. So even now in life, I'm learning that shit. I think, nigga, you need to pick your feet up to get where you're trying to go. You never know what opportunities may lie. So
Absolutely.
Even fast forwarding, I remember seeing you right after that. A few years later, I saw you on TV, and I was like, wait a second, I know this dude. I did the little Leonardo DiCaprio show. I said, I know this guy, wait a second. So I was watching a favorite show of mine, Atlanta. I was watching Atlanta season 2, episode 1. Everybody in Atlanta was excited as fuck for the show to come back. And the first opening scene, I saw you. I said, wait a second. Oh shit.
That brother looked familiar.
This brother looks familiar. And I knew exactly who you was at that point. And I was like, wait a second. This is crazy. But little did I know that you're not new to this.
Yeah.
You're very much true to this. You know what I'm saying? You got like over 15 movie credits right now alone, and you're continuously working on TV shows. Like, you're continuously working, man. Speak a little bit about that.
Yeah, man. I actually started acting when I was around 12. I got my first professional job when I was around 12. So that was on Tyler Perry's Meet the Browns, and that was my first time being on a set. I also did a play when I was 12. That was my first time doing a play and doing theater, doing stage work.
Wow.
And I did a lot of training when I was younger, and you know, I got a pretty good start, like, you know, but then I had a couple years of really not booking anything, and it kind of like discouraged me. Of course, a company that was kind of growing into like adolescence and being a teenager and going off to school, it was like, you know, I kind of put acting on the back burner. It was just like, you know, I might come back to it. You know what I'm saying? I would say around the time I turned 20, that's when I really got back into it. And I went back to my agent and was like, yo, you know, I'm ready to get back serious with it.
Get back in it.
And yeah, things just kind of worked out, man. I was able to book Atlanta in 2017, and that kind of helped me get back on track and just get my confidence back. And then from there, a couple months later, I booked a show called Black Lightning. I only was slated to do one episode on there, but ended up getting brought back a couple times for a recurring role. And, you know, just slowly but surely just kept, you know, picking up roles here and there, kind of building the resume and kind of getting my face out there, and just, you know, it's a testament just to like not giving up even when things like seem like they're not working in your favor. You know, like the hardest part about making it is just keeping the discipline even when it gets tough. You know, it's easy to say, you know, all right.
That's true.
Like, it's easy.
I get you. Hey man, I'm not even gonna lie, I'm trying to look cool, but I feel like I'm sweating my ass off over here. We'll be right back. All right, so I got all the sweat off my face. We're back, we are good. So, your roots, man, you got some BK roots, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's interesting. You are from Brooklyn, BK stand up. Shit, I did a little research and I found out that you're actually the son of I want you to explain this a little bit, because I ain't gonna lie, being from Atlanta,
Yeah.
we kind of have a tunnel vision for who people are. So you are the son of $500,000. Hip hop royalty, they say.
Yeah.
I don't know him. Could you maybe shine a little light on him real quick?
Yeah, man. My pops used to from he's from Albany Projects, man. Legend in New York, Crown Heights stand up, Brooklyn stand up. He came up around the same time as the Nas's, the Firms, the AZs, so he was outside before there was camera phones and all that stuff, and he was somebody who had a lot of real supporters that really loved his music, and a lot of OGs in the game really respect him. You know what I'm saying? And we share a lot of the same passion for music, and we basically share a face. So like when people who know him see me, it's like, yo, like you spit an image of your pops. And just knowing that I come from somebody who was so passionate about what he was doing, it inspires me every day just to go out and be passionate about what I'm doing, because like he came from not the easiest circumstances, so to wake up and continue to be an inspiration for people during his lifetime was like, that's a big thing. Feel me? And everybody can take something from that.
Right, I like that. So with that being your father, obviously you had to be around when he was outside.
Yeah.
He had you right under his wing.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit, and just in your influence in shaping who you are today.
Yeah, I mean, you want to be in the interview?
Nah, for real.
Nah, but it's something I can remember. Just the memories that I do have is just he used to just get so much love from people around him.
Yeah.
And it was genuine love. It was, he looked out for a lot of people, and he mentored a lot of people. He was young, but he was a book heavy type of person. Same way I am, like deep in the books, deep in the reading, and he was always striving to teach people, teach the young dudes this and X, Y, and Z, and like how powerful we are as Black people and where we come from, our origins. He was real big on our history. You know what I'm saying? So just seeing somebody get that type of love, and one thing I always try to pay attention to, especially now more being an adult, is just the way that people look at you sometimes. Like when somebody's aura speaks louder than words, you can tell by the way that people look at them, because they look at them. It's a certain type of. It's a certain type of
doing content in Atlanta, y'all.
It's a certain type of gaze that people look at you with, and I look for that now, and I know how to identify it in people who are great. And even though I was real young, I always saw that like the way that people looked at him wasn't normal. They looked at him like he was special. He had something about him that really pulled people in, and it made people intrigued.
I like that. So with your background being from him, do you feel like the person that you are today, do you feel like that was something that was hard to gravitate towards, or do you feel like it was just something that you easily just assimilated into? Like you didn't really have to work for this rap shit, you didn't really have to work for this acting shit, like you just really fell right into...
Nah, I mean, I would say honestly, I more so got started with the acting, and the acting used to be my thing. That was my thing. I didn't really want to do music.
Did you want to try to separate yourself?
Yeah, like, I always been that type of person who was just aware, and I never wanted to have to fit somebody else's mold. Even though I knew I could be my own person, but I didn't want to, like, oh, you come from this, so you're supposed to be this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's in you. You're supposed to be this, because I feel like that's how it works a lot with kids of talented people. It's like, oh, your dad was a legendary basketball player. You should be a legendary basketball player.
Like, I might want to do something
It's
else.
like, yeah, what if I don't want to do that? You know what I'm saying? So I think
you.
for me just being young, finding acting and finding something that I could love that was my own. And when I was starting to act, I didn't know nobody who was acting. Now it's like everybody's acting. Everybody wants to act. Everybody's interested. But 10, 15 years ago, it was different.
As a creator, how does that make you feel? Even as a podcaster, interviewer, I see everybody just stepping into this space now. And as you're saying, there's a lot of it. You're noticing like an influx of people coming into this craft, whether it be through niggas thinking they the shit because of TikTok or any social media is building up a brand. Like, tell me, how does that make you feel being in the industry already?
I mean, I don't really have I don't really have an opinion on that. I can just say for myself that I'm glad I'm considered, at least to myself, an OG. Just as far as like...
How old are you, man?
I'm 25. I just turned 25. So, but from the perspective of I've been acting longer than I've not been acting.
That's a stat.
Yeah, like or I've been in the entertainment industry since I was 12.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm 25, so technically
dope.
at this point I've been more than half my life has
Talk
been
your shit,
dedicated to
man.
my craft. So it's
Yeah.
just like I'm just glad that I get to say that. Not that there's nothing wrong with waking up tomorrow and starting your journey. It's not. But it's like when people talk about how music and movies were different in the 90s, or different how the world was different in 2000s. Even in the early 2010s, getting into acting was just a different thing.
Yeah.
I remember going into rooms and really auditioning.
What is the process now? How does that
Everything
change?
is digital, Zoom.
Interesting.
Everything is, like, if you come up to my room, like, you know.
You got your little setup.
Yeah, like, everything
Yeah.
is
Do you like that?
from the crib. I mean, it's just, you know, one of the things that I try to do in life is to never nitpick things and just accept things for what they are. It's easy to say, man, oh, stuff was always better before. It did have elements that was better before.
Yeah.
Like, I do think that going into a room and being in front of people, you're able to express a certain energy and connect to people in a certain way that just doesn't happen all the way now.
Yeah.
Where it's more Zoom now. And it's more convenient for the casting directors because they don't have to see everybody in the room.
That's a good
Being
point.
realistic, they got 500 audition tapes. They're gonna click on your video, look at you for 2 seconds, and they'll know if they wanna look at it further.
That's true.
They're gonna look at you saying, no, it's not what I look like. Not what I think. No. Like, they're able to do it so quickly now, rather than having all these people waiting these lines to get in these rooms. You know, but I feel like that stuff build character. When you
That's
gotta
true.
go in a room, a waiting room, and see 30 people that look just like you at the crib reading your lines like, oh man, this me. Then you walk in the room and everybody look like you.
Yeah.
It's like that tension in the room. It's like we all like, you know, but it builds character just like seeing your competition that close.
Yeah.
It makes you have to be on your A game. Now it's a little bit easier, man. You don't necessarily have to do that. So it creates, it's like you have your own little world. I'm not gonna say one is better or worse because I hate when old people always do that. I hate when people say, oh, my generation, oh, my this, oh, it was always this.
kill
It's
all
like,
that.
it's like if you're doing that, you're never focused on the present.
That's
It's
a
never
fact.
gonna be good enough.
That's true.
You know, so I think we just have to be careful with gatekeeping and saying that, oh, times were always better. Like, you know, times will always evolve. And the best people know how to evolve with the time, not get caught in what it used to be. You know, you can appreciate it, but this is what it is now. So there's blessings in it. You have to see the blessings in front of your face at all times.
What they say in that Bad Boys shit, you say you're 25, motherfucker, you look 40, man. You act like you're 40. You
I'm
feel like you've been on
25,
this
I
earth,
look
man.
17, and I act like I'm 40.
Man.
That's my motto.
So, with this acting shit, it seems like, you know, with everything that's changed, you got back into the music.
Yeah.
You got back into the music for real. Talk about that a little bit. You were going by another name, right? Protege?
Yeah, I was going by Protege. That's the name that I came up with, me being 16, 17.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was a name that really stuck with me for a long time, and people really, you know, gravitated towards it. But last year around my birthday, I kind of just wanted to get things in sync, and I wanted to unify myself as a brand, and I felt like me stepping into my real name, because I do have a lot of pride behind my name. Like, I love my name. Like, me and my pop share the same name, so it's like, you know, it's a legacy thing.
Yeah.
And for me, it's just like, I just want everything to be unified. You know, JASUN JABBAR, like, that's me. You know what I'm saying? Not like JASUN JABBAR, the actor, Protege, the artist.
Yeah.
You know, it was cool at one point. Like, it was like, yeah, it's like, yeah. Like,
But let's just keep everything on one.
You know,
I was just gonna ask you, do you feel like what you do on the music side, or, well, let's just be honest, which one is getting more work right now?
I think music is so tricky. I think music is just even getting back to the point where people are really consistently having real shows, live shows and stuff within the past year, past couple months.
Right.
It's been a little weird past 2 years where everything kind of went digital. People were doing live shows.
Yes.
I was doing live performances on Instagram Live.
Right.
And I mean, so even with the acting, man, it was about a year break before things could start filming again. So it was a lot of just like everything kind of settled down for a second.
Did you enjoy that? Did you enjoy that settle down? Or were you one of the ones where,
yeah,
man, fuck this break, I need to keep moving,
I'm one of those people, man, who I love to work.
I like it.
You know, so for me, it was just like, you know,
Like,
I like the work.
To be here, man. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
I
Let's
mean,
figure something out.
Cool, like, and then I think it forced everybody to kind of just sit down for a second and really like assess what's going on.
Yeah.
And before that, I hadn't really been doing that. I was kind of just moving so fast. I wasn't even even be appreciative of some things. You know, I wasn't as appreciative as maybe I should have been, because I was just so tunnel vision, moving so fast. So I think that, you know, not to say that God made the pandemic, but you know, everything is in God's will, God's plan. So you have to find the lesson in everything. Yeah. And I think that the lesson that I took from it was slow down, understand where you started, where you're at now, where you're headed, and be present. Like, presence is the #1 thing I took from everything that happened. And getting back onto set, getting to work on a show like BMF, you know, go to LA for a couple months and work on a show like Family Reunion.
Talking shit.
Being back into that, with this newfound level of presence is something that I wouldn't say I all the way had before. Because I was just so, okay, I gotta.
We're just doing
the next. Like, you know, I wasn't like, I was so like, I wasn't like, let me just be present and be appreciative.
I like it.
It was more like, I'm grinding, the next, you know what I'm saying? So that, you know, I definitely would say, to answer your question, that acting has definitely has been more fruitful for me, especially since the pandemic. Just because,
nigga, we're gonna change the name.
Yeah, music is just it's an intricate space. Like it's so much. It's like an influx of content. It's an influx of people. Like, we got metaverse rappers now. You know,
I was just gonna bring that up.
Yeah, like, you know, it's just, you're
competing with a fucking robot.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just different. Where you know, I just feel like, and not, like I said, not to sound like the person who's just always saying like, oh, things used to be or whatever, but you know, I just want the soul to come back into music and people to actually, like, you know, care about what they're saying. Yeah. You know, because your words are very powerful, and it's a tool, it's a weapon. You know what I'm saying? So just, God blessed us with superpowers like this. So just, you know, put your heart into it.
Staying along the lines of the music, shit, I was bumping your project on the way here, Sacrifice to Rise. Yeah. Sometimes when you change your name, man, you was already going hard, but sometimes when you change your name, you just go even harder, dog. Like, this project is really good. The beat selection is great. You're floating literally on those tracks. And I'm like, okay, this nigga also acts as well. Like, he is just multifaceted. Like, where did the idea for the project come?
Towards the top of the year, really at the end of last year, I kind of like just took a break from creating for a second, just really in December. I went through a pretty rough situation last November, just getting so passionate about this creativity stuff, and I was going out for a big opportunity, and I had to do round after round after round of auditions, and I got down to the nitty-gritty, and you know, I signed a big contract, and it was my first time signing a contract that big, and you know, it got down to the wire, and the dice didn't roll my way. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, people don't really see those. You don't see that.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
you see,
true.
like,
you see the wins.
What's seen, but you don't see like the you know,
what goes into it.
Yeah, like it's a lot emotionally. You know that, you know, when you put a lot into your craft, and
that's a fact.
You have to really prepare, and you're almost there, and there's some life-changing opportunity, and then it's just like you're right there, and it's just like it wasn't for you.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't. It almost was, but it wasn't quite for you, and it stings. You know, it hurts when you, because I'm not a person who just gets excited about stuff. I'm very skeptical. I'm very like, just like you, like kind of like when you came to the crib, like for whatever. You're just like, all right,
for whatever.
Yeah, like it's like, you know, I'm one of those people who's always on the side of realism, like, because I'm very guarded with my heart, and I'm very scared of getting my heart broken. You know what I'm saying? So
as a black man, say that shit again, man.
Yeah,
damn.
Nah, man. I'm very gentle with my heart.
Yeah,
and
be gentle.
Yeah, I got a lot of protective layers about myself. So for me to let down those layers and to get vulnerable in a vulnerable state, and then to have my heart like kind of like broken, man, that's the type of pain that's just like, it molds you into a better person. But it's very painful when you go through it. But when you go through it, you realize like you have to go through it to make you stronger.
Do you ever now feel like, man, fuck that? Like, what was I doing back then?
Nah, man. I mean, every even when I was going through the situation, and even other situations, like, I never make myself feel stupid for emotions that I feel. And even in hindsight, I never go back on myself like, oh, I shouldn't have been feeling that, because I feel like it's best to process emotions as they come, so you can bury the hatchet. You know, deal with them so you can get it out the way. I feel like for so much of my life, I tried to bury emotions and not deal with them, and it led to built up turmoil. You know, like now when something is bothering me, even if it drives me to the point of tears, it's okay to feel those emotions.
That's real,
and that's
man.
something that I didn't always understand growing up. Me growing up, you know, without my pops, you know, without certain things that when I had certain questions, I had to kind of just figure out on my own. Like I didn't know how to process my emotions sometimes, so I thought that me feeling affected by emotions made me less of a man, but it really makes you more of a man to be able to process your emotions, deal with them, and get past it, instead of letting it build up and letting it leak over into other things.
That's good.
Because you're not expressing it, you know, or not allowing yourself to feel it. Ain't nothing wrong with feeling emotions. It makes you the most human, actually.
Yeah, talk that shit, man. So, since you're doing both at a equally high level, like dual-headed monster in this motherfucker. So, if you were faced with a situation, all right, on this side of life, and you had to pick one, on this side of life, you could be the biggest rap superstar, honoring exactly what your father did, blah, blah, blah. Or, on the other side of life, gotta pick one, on the other side of life, you're the biggest actor since, shit, whoever you look up to, whoever your inspirations are, you're that guy. So I'm basically asking you to pick your favorite. I'm trying to jazz up the question a little bit.
Yeah. Honestly,
I love this fight that you're having.
Yeah, because like I got this rule anywhere where like I'm not, and my manager, she hate when I be saying this, but it's just the facts. I got this rule where I'm not gonna rap it past a certain age. Like when I get to a certain age, I'm not gonna.
Do we know this age?
I know it.
Okay, all right, I got you.
I don't know if I should say it right now though on camera. This is something I tell her all the time, but yeah.
Keep it to yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold that exact number down, but it's just I feel like at a certain point that I'm just gonna be kind of off being a professional rapper, because rap, that's not the only thing I want to do in life. Like I want to be a teacher, I want to be a professor, I want to mentor the youth. Like,
wow,
I want to help people.
What do you want to teach?
For me, it would be like history, maybe like interpersonal communication.
Okay.
Like things and gems that could just help young people.
Wow.
You know, anything that I can do to help the world. You know, I don't feel like I was put on this planet just to be a rapper or just to be an actor. Like, I think that like my purpose supersedes any one genre of anything. I think I was put here to inspire, impact, and affect people. And these are just vehicles that I'm using to build awareness of who I am as a person. But my goals and the things that I want and the impact and the legacy that I want to leave supersede this. You know, 10 years from now, who's to say that I'll still want to be a rapper? You know, and once I feel accomplished and it becomes bigger than me, I feel like the worst thing you can do is just get caught up in what you're doing and forget why you're doing it, and think the world revolves around you and not spread your impact. I think the best artists, the best creatives, they understand that it's bigger than them. You know, you're doing it for you, but you're doing it for the world. Yeah. Because the world sees some of themselves in you. That's why they gravitate towards you so much. So I just want to leave behind a legacy, like, and no telling what that is, but it's so many things. And when I go, I want people to be able to say like, damn, he touched a lot of people in a lot of different areas. You know what I'm saying? Very personal question. You do not have to answer it if you don't want to. What age do you want to have children, ideally? He said, whoa. Shit. Man. I ask you this because I feel like whatever your father taught you in such a short amount of time, like, it mattered a hell of a lot. Yeah. And for your child to get whatever he can get out of you, that's like 2 generations, even more of just, and I'm like, damn. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, ideally, it would be ideal for me to say maybe early 30s. Maybe ideally early 30s. I don't know. But then I meet, I got friends that's 30, and they still like, I'm still
like,
just out here. Yeah, it's like, all right.
Shit just began.
Yeah, I don't know. I got one of my mentors, Tez, he just had his first little one at 40 something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, he been outside for 40 years. Now he like, well, all right. Just hang it up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I don't know, man. When I got friends right now that got kids, that's my age, that's younger than me. You're a little older than me, a little younger. I'm just like, whew, like, I don't know. Like, I'm just, whenever the time comes for that, I know I'm gonna be everything for my child, you know, because that's gonna mean the world to me. Not saying I'm ready for that now, but when the time comes.
I love how I just brought that up. Hey, man, I like hearing that.
Yeah, nah, when the time comes, man.
It's coming sooner than we all think, man. We better work till we can. Hey, man. We'll see about that. I don't know. Time moves so fast.
But I know it's gonna mean a lot to my legacy, just to, you know, extend the name and, you know, have something. I just, you know, once you have that kid, your purpose magnifies even more. Yeah. You know, because it's absolutely bigger than you at that point.
I know you've been in some hefty rooms with some hefty people that had so much game to give you shit. You just talked about the family reunion show. You've been on the set with Tia Mowry, Loretta Devine, right?
Yeah.
So many people. You've been on BMF, just being exposed to 50 alone. Ain't even talking about the actors and actresses that's in there. So much talent. My question to you is, out of everything you've been through so far, out of everybody that's planted seeds in you, what is the best piece of advice an OG in the game, whether it's music or acting? What is the best piece of advice an OG is giving you?
I think, and this is something that a couple of people have said, a couple of some of my mentors on set have said, and it's just like, it goes back to just like always being a student on set, like always being a student of the game and learning.
That sounds like some 50 shit.
Like when I'm on set, I'm not just like, oh, I'm on set and I'm like watching everybody. I'm seeing what he does, the boom guy, the sound guy, the AD, the PAs, the directors, the producers, like everybody's important.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So in order for you to be the best at your job, you gotta understand what everybody else does and why they're important. You walk on the set as an actor and you think you're the most important person there, it doesn't work like that, because the same way they need you, you need them. You know what I'm saying? It's a team effort, and when you learn to respect everybody for what they do, everybody will respect you to a certain extent. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I just think having the humility to talk to everybody on set, like I came from doing background work. I started doing extra work, background work. That was how I started. You know what I'm saying? So
from the bottom. Hey.
So and it built so much character in me, because even then I was kind of just watching the actors. Like I remember just like watching the actors, like, yo, I can't, like, what, doing the acting classes and stuff, I'm like, yo, what is it like to be like a main character or something? Or what is it like to have real lines?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, yo, that gotta be a crazy feeling. And having that perspective and then getting to a point where, you know, I got my name on a chair, for me, that's crazy. For, you know, to other people out there, that's the regular stuff. They just like, why he so, you know, not like, oh, why he so, because it's just like, but people just be like, oh, okay, like he's really excited, because they don't understand, like, no, this is crazy to me. Because I didn't just walk into it and this was my first role. Like, I did background work, extra work, 1 line, 2 line, 3 line, recurring role, this, guest star. Like, I had to really work my way up, and I wouldn't trade it for nothing, because that humility, you can't pay for that.
But I'm gonna be real with you. When you get on the set, let's say 20 years down the line, are you gonna feel differently?
No.
You still gonna have that same
Absolutely.
hunger? I like it.
That's just the type of person I am. Like, I'm grounded. Like, one thing, I don't define people by money. I don't define people by success. I define people by their character. Because when you think about it, none of this stuff is real. You know, money is fake. We all just believe in it. You know, fame is not real. We just believe in it.
Man.
But your character is something that you can't make up, because that's who you are.
Yeah.
And I think that exceeds, on an important scale. I know some real people that don't have that much. Yeah. But I know some people who got flawed characters who have everything. What they think, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't define nothing by that. I define it by your character. And I want to be somebody, no matter what stage of my career that I'm in, I want to be that type of person that whenever people met me, they say, yo, his character was A1.
Yeah. I like that.
You look at the greats, and people always talk about their character, like not just, you know, the richest. I'm talking about the greats in life. The greats.
Yeah.
People always compliment their character.
That's a fact.
Like, no matter what, this person never changed. This person been the same person before they had it, after they got it. If they lost it, they still gonna be the same person. I'm gonna be one of them people who never changes, because God blessed me with the opportunity to gain a sense of extraordinary humility.
I love that you said that. The second time I ran into this guy was literally at an auto shop place, like, seeing where we at now, to see him still humble enough to go over there and get his car fixed by some real nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Man, I be everywhere, man.
I see that, and it's just dope, and I pray that you continue to stay this way, and I feel like, shit, all signs point to it, man. So, What's next, man? What do we have? I know we got some projects. I don't know if some stuff can be disclosed, some stuff can't be disclosed.
Yeah, nah, man.
I know you're busy, man.
Yeah, nah, man. I can say BMF season 2 is on the way.
Let's go.
Coming soon,
Let's
man.
go.
Coming very, very soon. Family Reunion, part 5, aka season 3.
I like
Final
it.
season coming soon on Netflix. Just excited to have 2 major projects coming out over the horizon, man. And I don't know, like, you know, I think it's just gonna be a great look, man. And I'm just excited to finish the year out and seeing what else is about to come out. I mean, what else is about to, you know, get in the works. You know, I'm excited, man, and I'm grateful to be alive and well.
Talk about it.
And I'm grateful to be able to wake up and seek knowledge every day and to exercise my body, exercise my mind, to love my family, love my friends, be a pillar of light to whoever I can, inspire whoever I can, and gain inspiration from whoever I can. It's just a blessing to be alive and present.
That's a fact, man. I like it a lot, man. Listen, you've given me so much. And honestly, it's really inspiring to just hear your story. Literally, I promise you, when I seen you on TV that day, I was like, wow. Didn't even know he was into that. Told y'all at the beginning, little to my knowledge, but just to see people literally living in their purpose every day, going for it. I see you on your socials, man. You work extremely hard, and it's really inspiring to see. Just know, from another man to another, I'm very proud of you, dog. Like everything that you're doing. And I think that, like you said, life is really about not really about what you're doing. It's about the legacy that you're leaving behind. You never know what actions, what simple little actions you could be doing in your life that could contribute to somebody else. Like, people always tell me, yo, man, you inspire me because of your consistency. I get this shit from other people. It's not just I've been this person, but it's also been in me from niggas like you. I talked about various people on the podcast that have inspired me. So shit, honestly, that's what it's about, man. We all, each one teach one. We're all here to revolve around each other, man. So it's been another episode of Checking In. Me, your host Louis B, Jasun Jabbar. I've enjoyed this, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me your time.
Thank you for having me, my brother.
I appreciate it, man.
Thank you for having me.
And we out.